we're going to take out the frames. Obviously, we would start taking frames out here because these don't have any bees or any comb on them yet. Now, this was a package that we installed not even 2 weeks ago. And so this is about the progress that we would expect. This was a 3-pound package. So we had a frame of drawn comb or with a little bit of honey in it here, and then just empty. These were all like this a week and a half ago. They've expanded out to 1, 2, 3, 4, and they're just a little bit on that one. Here's what you should expect if you started with a 3-pound package. The comb being drawn from the underside of the top bar first, and nothing below it yet.
Did you run a bead of wax on that?
I didn't. These were just blank. Just put them in. Now some of them we had a little starter strip that I sandwiched in between the middle bar, and mostly they haven't even touched it.
Okay.
They just want to start at the top because they'll festoon. So you can see the bees hanging like this, where they're hanging. They're building comb there. As they hang. You can see this little group of bees here is doing the same thing. They're just getting started. They'll hang on each other and make a big chain of bees hanging there, and that's how they start. So they want to have something at the top of the hive where the heat is. They want it warm. The warmer it is in there, the better for them to make wax. They need a temperature inside the hive about the same as the incubation temperature before they'll make wax. They'll draw out comb. And so the heat's up against the lid. That's where they start. Not always. Okay.
Now, if that was a standard frame flat, would they still do the same thing?
If it was, you mean the top bar?
Yeah.
If it wasn't chamfered or beveled? Right. Yeah, I was in some hives today, and we had a few that were just flat, and they were drawn in the middle too. So their tendency is to be more in the middle with that angle there, but it depends on what's on either side of it is the main determinant. Okay. So if there was drawn comb on one side, then they would follow that, keep going straight, no matter what the underside of the top bar was shaped like. Okay, the next frame in. You can tell when the bees need some more smoke. They'll all be lined up looking at you. They're all thinking about it. What's going on up there? So, and you don't need a lot. Just a little puff right now. It'll send them.
Little puff will do you.
Something else to do for them.
Sounds familiar.
Okay, now this frame here's got some nectar in it, and it's fairly yellow. We did feed these sugar syrup to begin with, but you can see the nectar in these cells right there is yellow. What would you guess? Yeah, dandelion. That's coming from dandelion. You can see where the queen cage was hanging there. So we don't want that much space in between, or they might start building off center. So I probably should have taken this out a few days ago, but no harm done now. Take the queen cage out. You can see where the queen cage was. There's a little rectangle shape there. They'll fill that in where the queen cage was. They'll just patch all that up. So now we can see here we're at the third frame over from the feeder and close to where the queen cage was, and they're drawing out comb down from the middle bar now. So they completed the top mostly, right? And now they're in the process of going down. All right. Did anybody see?
No eggs.
Okay. There's eggs in this. Nobody saw them. Did anybody see eggs in?
No.
Okay, we're going to have to go back and do our pass off our egg identification merit badge. Sometimes on the background, so this is all new wax, and it's difficult when there's light coming through it. You can't see the eggs. We'll talk about this a little more in depth too, but day one, when the egg is laid, it's pointing straight at you, so you can only see the end. It's foreshortened, right? And then as day two, it'll start to move over a little. Day three, it'll be kind of on its side. They're easier to see when they're almost lying down. And then day 3.5, they hatch, right? So these have just been laid in the last day. You can tell because they're pointing straight at you. You can hardly even see them. I want you to try it again. Yeah, there's some eggs right in there. The background, the egg's white. right? And it's not shaped like a chicken egg. It's long, it's elongated.
Little grain of rice maybe or something.
Yeah, not even that
Find
fat.
some. Right.
Yeah. Right, so this piece of burr comb down here that they've started below the middle bar, it all has eggs in it. That's full, clear full of eggs. Almost every cell in there has eggs. So now one technique I use if the wax is so light like that you can't see them, sometimes you have to hold it up to the light and you can see the shadow of the egg. There's capped over honey already here. And then open cells of honey. This is on plastic foundation. We might be able to tell which frame the queen bee is on by the behavior of the worker bees around her. It's easier to do once you first open the hive up. If we find a frame that has a lot of open space and eggs, we know she's been there recently.
Lots of larvae in that.
If all the cells are filled up with larvae and capped over brood, then we know she's probably moved on to the frame next to it.